All right, we are live, guys. We are live. We have about 34 people on the call right now. Oh my God. Thank you so much, guys. For everyone who is joining the call for the first time, thank you so much. My name is Emmanuel, and I am the community manager for Fashion Finest Africa. And I welcome you all to another beautiful session at the first session in the year 2026. And of course, our topic for today's session is titled Your Goals Are Not the Problem, Your Systems Are. And we have an amazing tutor who is going to be taking us throughout this session. I want you to pay close attention to learn from the best because she knows her onions and she's so exceptional at what she does. All right. I'm going to read the profile of our speaker right now. And while I am reading our profile, I want you to give the thumbs up, put your clapping emoji together to celebrate her. All right, I can see you joining us from Lagos. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to read the profile of our tutor right now. Ensure that you don't join this call and leave later. Ensure that you stay to the very end. All right, guys, let's start. She is the founder and creative force behind by Keerah, a fashion brand dedicated to blending high-end design with accessibility. With a keen eye for detail and a commitment to excellence, Keerah has built a reputation for delivering stunning custom couture and ready-to-ship collections that empowers our client. Under her leadership, Keerah has grown into a go-to destination for quality and style, particularly within the prime fashion industry, where she has set new standards for trend-setting designs and reliability. Beyond her design work, Keerah is a dedicated educator and mentor. Through her fashion academy, she shares her expertise with aspiring designers, teaching the technical and business skills needed to thrive in the competitive world of fashion. Humans of Fashion Finest Africa, can we please make welcome Keerah as she takes the floor this afternoon? Let's put our clapping emojis together. Let's give her a thumbs up to welcome her on board this afternoon. Thank you so much, Keerah, for joining us this afternoon. It's an honor and a great privilege to have you on the call. Thank you so much. You have the floor right now. All right, Keerah, can you hear me, please? Let's keep celebrating our tutor, please. Thank you, thank you.
Yes,
thank
hello, give me a moment, please.
All right, thank you so much, Keerah. You have the floor now. Thank you.
She doesn't know what to do with him. I'm so sorry. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for choosing me to speak about this. I'm actually really happy to be here. Thank you so much, and I'm so pleased to meet everybody on this live. Thank you so much. So today I'm going to be talking about your goals are not the problem, your systems are. And before I dive well into the topic, I would like to take you through the difference between having goals and having systems. Goals, just think of goals like the what you set out to achieve. It's just like your vision. What do you want to be? How you intend to do it in the next few years? What are the things that you set out to achieve? For example, my goals in the next 5 years, I see myself as this business owner. My fashion brand, this is how I see it in a few years to come. Your goals are things that you want to really achieve. Why the systems are how you intend to achieve them. The kind of structure that you're going to put in place to make sure those goals are achieved. And that is what structure and system is. So goals is like the what, while the system is the how. It's just like when you have a car and without engine or petrol, the car cannot function. So that is the difference between having goals and having systems. So I'm going to be projecting some points to your screen so that you can easily go through them while I speak about it. It's just going to be a summary of the things I'm relating with you about so you can read and engage with them at each stage. Sorry, we have a shared screen here, but it seems somebody else is sharing the screen. Okay, can you all see my screen, please? Okay, thank you very much. Sorry about that.
Yes, please.
Yes, just a quick summary again. As I was saying, I said the goals are what you set out to achieve, while the systems are the how you intend to achieve them. The structure that you intend to put in place to make sure your goals are alive. That is what basically differentiates goals and systems. And majority of the time these days, business owners tend to like have vision. A lot of people have big and wild visions for their brand, but most people don't put the right systems and structure into place for that goal and vision to be achieved. So what's the problem? I'm sorry. We are having issues with the screen I'm presenting. It says that somebody else is sharing the screen. So we like the person to stop sharing the screen so that
Okay, I will see to that, please.
okay. Okay, so as I was saying, the goals are the things that you set out to achieve, while the systems are the structure that you put in place to make sure they are being achieved. Your goal is like your destination. I want to be a big fashion brand owner in the next few years. I want to have 10,000 followers. This month, I want to have 1,000 sales. Whereas the systems are the structure and the things that you're going to do to make sure those goals are achieved. For example, you are thinking about your yearly calendar, your production workflow, consistent content creation, marketing strategy, customer service protocols. All of those things are the structures that you're going to use to achieve those goals. So majority of the time, people focus their attention on the skill, on having the vision. You know how to do this. You have the goal and the vision, but without the system, it may not still be achieved. Why systems matter? Why do systems matter? You can have a goal, and if you don't have the vision, you can have a goal, sorry, and if you don't have the system, your goal may not still be achieved. And it is important because when you have a goal for your brand, you start a brand, for example, you learned a skill, and then you started a brand. And if you don't have the right way in which to reach the customers, the skill that you have is almost useless. For example, I'm a fashion designer. I've learned fashion design. I've learned everything that has to do with fashion design. I have a master class in how to sew corsets, how to sew wedding dresses. Now I have that skill. I have the goals. I have the vision already. How exactly am I supposed to target the customer that are going to buy for my brand? That is when having a system really comes in. So it is very important. It's as important as you having that skill. And right now, people, even fashion students, for example, they go to school, they learn skill, they know how to sew. But at the end of the day, they are stuck after fashion school. They don't know what to do next because there is no system. They did not learn the system. You can be a good, you can be a good entrepreneur, but you may not be a good business person. Business on its own is a skill that you have to learn. So system is a skill. It is a skill that you have to learn. So that's why most times I advise people, even when you go to fashion schools, after fashion school, you should still learn to take business classes, whereby you can learn more about the fashion world, not just the skill. So when you have the goal, you have the skill already, you need to learn the systems that they can project your business out there. Now, I want to take my brand, for example. When I started my brand 10 years ago, I started my brand not because I had passion for it. I just started because I wasn't really doing anything. So I was trying to like keep myself busy while I started my brand. So after like the third year, I took my brand more seriously, and I had a niche in prom dresses, and I was making clothes myself, just me. I didn't really have any staff. And as time goes on, I'll ship just maybe a single dress, two dresses. And as time goes on, I had to like expand my brand. Now, expanding my brand meant I needed more hands. I needed more people to join that brand. That is when I started thinking of it, that I needed to start putting system and structure in place. Now, system for me started with staffing. People these days tend to do things alone. A business owner, you are also the customer service, you are also the content creator, you are everything to your brand. You need to learn when to hire. This is the time for you to start having more hands. You cannot actually achieve your goals alone. Your goals are actually very wild, and you want to like expand your vision. You need people to actually achieve that vision with you. Most times people do these things alone. For example, having good customer service departments, having creative team, having content creators, they are part of the people that will help you to achieve your goals. But sometimes people think, for example, I had a friend that reached out to me last year. She said she was burned out. I asked her, what's wrong? She said she's the one that attends to customers, and she has to like wake up at intervals to attend to customers herself. So I told her, why not get a customer service rep? She said, if she gets a customer service rep, the person is going to know the secrets of her business. Now, a lot of people are in this, they have this mindset, secret of your business. I currently have, I think we have in our customer service department, we have close to 6 to 7 people that work in our customer service department. Am I scared that they will learn, they will know the secret of my business? No. The reason is because I have built my brand up to a point that no matter the secret that you know, you cannot actually steal what is for my brand. But I need them to grow my vision and my goal. I cannot possibly do it alone. So having them is part of the system I'm trying to build. Because if, for example, you have a target that this month, I want to make 20 sales in this month. Now, only you are the CEO, only you is the content creator, only you the customer service. How can you achieve those orders alone? It is not possible. But when you have more hands, the number of things that you can achieve expands automatically. It is now left for you as a business owner to put the right structure in place so that when staff come to join you, they don't steal that structure from you. You should not be scared that somebody will take your secrets. There is no secrets. People, there are a lot of things online. Somebody cannot just steal your secrets. You are the one that will grow your brand up to a point that you should not even be scared if one staff comes and learns your secrets. Now, when you start hiring, for example, and you start having staff, what are the structure you still put in place to make sure you hire right staffs? What are the things that you do to make sure the staff that you hire, they know the responsibility that has to do? Some people hire based on sentiments, people hire based on they are familiar with those people. You hire people because they know how to do the job. And once you hire people also, you make sure that when you hire them, you have the right document that backs the employment up, the details of their employment that shows your requirements and your expectations from them. You have your structure already. If, for example, let me use social media, for example, I want to use social media team. A social media team consists of a social media content creator, digital marketer, and the likes, intent, anything content. That is a team. Now, if you have your proper system, for example, for me, I have the kind of content we already create. We have a brand image. No matter how much you join us as a content creator, you already know what we do. This is how we create our content. These are the things that we upload. So even if you join us, it is that same feel that you will join. It's just like when somebody has a restaurant, for example. Even if they expand their restaurant and open 10 restaurants, like 10 branches all over the world, the feel of their restaurants, the signature of their restaurant, the taste of their food remains the same. That is because there is a system in place. For example, let me look at item 7, for example. It's a very popular restaurant. No matter where you buy item 7 food, the taste is the same. That is because there is a recipe. They have the right measurement of everything that they are cooking. That's a system. You may think that it's coincidence. It is not. They have the right system in such a way that when the founder is absent, everything works. If you have a business and the moment you are absent in your business fall apart. That is not a business. What you have is a job. That means that if you are not present, that business cannot function. I want to use myself, for example. Last year, I made a trip to China in November to source for materials for my business, and I was there for 4 weeks. My business did not crumble, even in my absence. Everybody knew what they were supposed to do, and I met my business the same way. That is because I have system and I have structure. I have the right staff for everything. There is a staff for this. Some people even overload their staff. You have one staff that is doing 10 things at the same time. The same staff that is the customer service, the front desk, is the one that is manager, is everything. You don't know how to streamline and put people in the right responsibility so that everybody knows exactly what to do. Another thing is that some people are so scared of giving staff responsibilities. I myself, I give staff responsibilities. How? By putting leads in place. For every department that I have in my fashion house here, there is a lead. So that I don't necessarily have to interact directly with staff. I interact with a lead. The lead understands the goal of the brand. The lead is the one that communicates those goals to the staff. So that in a situation where I am absent, I don't have to be scared that everything will fall apart. The lead takes charge and interacts with the members of the team. So it is very important. Staffing is one thing that really helps your goal. Another thing is learning the right structure for yourself. Marketing strategy. Now, a lot of people right now, they know the skill. There is no marketing strategy in place for their business. And marketing strategy starts from you having a yearly calendar. You start the year, this year, 2026, a lot of people started this year without having any plan or calendar in place. Now, when I wanted to start the year 2026, there was a calendar that we had in place already. This is an example of a yearly calendar that I'm projecting on your screen. No matter the business that you have, you should have a calendar that guides your brand all through the year. For example, this month, the next few days is Valentine, which is February. Now, we all know Valentine. What is Valentine? Valentine is like this is the period of love. People celebrate love, which means that maybe if I'm selling dresses, for example, people start buying dresses that are red. You are maybe you sell gift items. People start looking for people that do gift items. You do surprise. People start looking for people that have surprise. Now, if you have a business, once you draft your calendar, you should mark out events in that calendar every month. If you mark out February as the Valentine month, since like December or latest, let's say January, you should be working towards that month, preparing for that time in the year. That's why sometimes some people, when it's now like few days to Valentine, that's where they realize. It's the same thing with every festive season. For me, my peak season is prom. Once prom gets closer, there are certain things I start preparing for ahead of prom. The reason why I can do that is because I have the right systems in place that are automated. So I don't necessarily have to panic. I know every week it guides us. When we have a calendar, when you have a yearly calendar, in your yearly calendar, January states this. This is what you are achieving in January. February states this. For every month, there is something you have set out to achieve in that month. And at the end of the month, you analyze the months. What are the things that we achieved this month? How can we do it differently the following months? Now, another very important thing I wanted to talk about again about calendar is that it's not just even about writing out your calendar. Now, if you write out your calendar, you have to follow up with that calendar to make sure that everything that you set out in that month is truly achieved, which means that from the first week of that month to the last week of the month, you have it to achieve your calendar. So you have to put the right marketing in place. People have businesses. They spend so much. And at the end of the day, when it comes to marketing their business, it is zero. Because they don't set out budget or they don't set out a separate thing. Marketing is something that people don't take serious. So your calendar comes hand in hand with the marketing strategy that you put in place to make sure that it is achieved. As a fashion owner myself, Every single month, there is always a marketing strategy in place for each month on everything that we want to achieve on every month. So it's very important for you to always have a calendar that you want to work with as a business owner, no matter the business, even if you are not a fashion business owner. Another thing that structure helps you with is your customers. Structure and systems helps you to actually get the right customers for your business. Now, how is this possible? It is possible because, for example, now there are brands that make clothes and they charge 5,000 naira, whereas there are some clothes that people charge 50K. There are some brands that charge 500,000. Some other brands charge 1 million naira. Every brand with the kind of customers they attract. Now, the kind of system you have put in place determine the kind of structure, the kind of customers that you attract to your business. Now, how is this possible? Now, I have a business that I've started. I have the right staff that help me to get everything sorted. It creates content. I have a customer service on ground, a marketing manager. Everything is on ground for my business. It gives me the opportunity to actually scale up my business in such a way that I have the ability to take up orders that ordinarily a one-man person cannot do. So when you have the right system in place, it gives you the audacity to be able to actually get jobs done, because you are not just thinking alone. This is not just your head. You have heads with you that are thinking with you. It's not just your hands. You have hands that join you to actually really work. So it helps you with your customers. So, and the kind of customers, if you have the right customers, it helps you to also scale your business. Because the moment you start having high-paying customers, customers that truly value your work, customers that you don't have to necessarily explain yourself so much to, automatically your business expands. For me now, there are certain times of the year that I don't bother with marketing again. That is because I already have the audience that they automatically believe that they already know what to buy something. They don't have to necessarily, I don't have to necessarily start advertising to reach them. They automatically reach out and they get their clothes. And that's because I have worked my structure to that stage. So it's very important. Systems are important to help you. Now, another thing I would like to also talk about is automations in systems. When you are trying to get your system done, it is very important for you to have automations in place. Automations in terms of, for example, when we are talking about ordering process, when people order from you, what are the processes in place for their order process? When you go to somebody now, some brands right now, you have to send them, they will upload, they will tell you that they are selling this, you have to send them a DM to buy. Now, when you send them a DM, you have to wait for their response. When you wait for their response, again, they will have to tell you, oh, which one do you want? Now, it should not be. If you are trying to build a system, you should have automated systems in place. Places whereby you have a website where people can easily check your products. Even if you are not selling, even if it is not, you are not selling a single product. You can have a website that summarizes what your brand is about. It has your portfolio and everything that your brand is doing. So automatically, when people visit that website, they don't have to come to your DM to start asking your necessary questions. Your website already projects and summarizes that for them. The next thing that they are doing, if they are sending you a message, it is to engage you. You have streamlined the process already for yourself. And if you are trying to sell a product, when people come to your website, there's a website in which they can order. The moment they place an order, they don't necessarily have to engage with you to buy. There is an order, they have placed the order, and once the order is placed, the next thing, they expect their order. And even when they are ordering from you, there is already a processing time that is stated there. Systems comes with, you have processing time, you have time frame, you have delivery time frame in which when to expect your order. If a customer is asking you or keeps coming to your DM to ask you, when can I receive my dress? Then you don't have a system in place. Because before a customer orders a dress, there is already a policy that you should have shared with the customer that highlights the processing time and everything that they are to expect about their order. Even if this is not even just about fashion design, no matter the business that you have, you should have automated system in place to help these other processes. When it comes to people that take consultations too, for me, for my brand, we take consultation. All our consultation processes are also automated. You have automated reminders. You don't have to necessarily set reminders for yourself. All of these things help your system. It helps you to go. It keeps you relaxed. You don't have to necessarily be burned out or stressed so much. Don't be scared that maybe Somebody's going to get to know the secret of your business. When it is time for you as a business owner to expand, expand. When it is time for you to start hiring people, hire people, get enough hands to help your business. Expand the skill that you have. Not just about the skill. You have the hand skill, you know how to sew, you know how to bake. Learn marketing, learn business, learn how to automate. Everything is very important. Even if it does not mean that you will learn to, you have to be the only one to now do it. Even when you hire people to do it, it is easy for you to monitor them. It's easy for you to follow up because you also have the skill. There's also a lot to say about system, but I know that I have 30 minutes and I've exhausted at 30 minutes. So I'm going to use the rest of the time to actually answer questions from people. Yes, because it's exactly 30 minutes already.
Wow, wow, that was absolutely amazing. Can we please celebrate Keerah for that amazing session? Wow. I honestly, I was just like, you should just keep teaching, teaching, and teaching. Like, oh my goodness, God. Thank you so much, Keerah. Can
Thank
we
you too.
celebrate our tutor, please? Thank you. Let's celebrate her. Thank you so much. That was profound. I love the fact that you were able to integrate the what's it called now, using the case study that we can relate to a day-to-day person that actually, what they do on a daily basis. And that's quite profound. All right, guys, I know we have questions that for our tutor this afternoon. And because the beauty of this session is, sharing our questions so that we can ask our tutors to get answers on areas we need clarity. So please, if you have any question, please you can send in your question on the chat or raise your hand and I'll give you the opportunity to ask your question. Honestly, that was profound. The fact that you can automate the process. Because I've come to realize that there are times that people are not growing because they have this fear. If I show this person my process, they are going to steal it away and all of that. That's so beautiful. That's really so profound. Thank you so much. All right, guys, do we have any question? You can raise your hand, then I give you the opportunity to ask your question, and you can send your question in the chat as well. So, guys, who is going first? Who is going first? Who is going first? Who is going first? And I love the fact that she also. All right. Do I have the hand raised? Okay, Vincent. All right, please go ahead with your question, please. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon,
Good
Good afternoon.
afternoon.
everybody. Okay, so my question is, how do you how do you help those that have um vision, are creative, but they don't have the resources yet, all the resources to fund all of the visions in their mind to get what they need to get started, and considering that there is no time to wait for anybody to want to do all of that, so how do you help those people?
Okay. So what you mean is that as a startup who doesn't have much resources to market himself or
Yes, to
herself, how do you manage it? Okay, thank you. I will answer that. Now, as a startup person, maybe you just acquired a skill and you're trying to start a business. The truth is that except maybe you already have money saved or you have somebody that's going to sponsor you, it may not really be easy to start up alone. So all of this system and structure we are talking about, it's when you actually really start a business. But one thing is this, and that is what a lot of people make mistakes with. It is not entirely so possible to start alone. Now, I advise people that join brands, work with people. Some people don't want to work. They just want to acquire a skill and then start their brand. It is not everybody that has the ability to start a brand. In fact, sometimes you can function well as a staff more than you will function as a brand owner. Start up as a staff. If you join my brand, for example, I would like to say that maybe I'm right about that. If you join my brand, there is no way you will not be better when you leave. Which means that the time that you spend with the brand is like a learning stage for yourself to learn a lot of things that you may not have known on your own if you went ahead to start a brand. So if you are that startup person, don't overpressure yourself into starting brand. Start a brand and announce to people you have done logo and start. Join a brand. Work with people. I'm not saying you should work with them and steal their plan and run. No. Learn with them. Work with that brand. There are some brands that my brand now, let me use my brand for example for everything. If you work with my brand, no matter the staff, for every staff that works with us, there is always a learning period of training. After your training, you begin to work with the brand. You cannot be lazy. There is always a target of what you are supposed to achieve. If you're a social media manager, you are researching. You're researching about this, you're researching about that. If you're a content creator, you're researching about this content. What is trending online? What am I supposed to post? If you're a customer service, there's something, there is a target for you. If you're a tailor, even a tailor, you will get better at your skill. So that when it is time for you to start that brand, it will be easy for you. So it's not, and then another thing is that it also helps you to save. Like when you work with somebody, you can actually save a little from your salary to start up. And sometimes I also tell people that don't depend on your salaries. You can actually be working with people while you're also starting your brand at the side. That does not mean that you should entirely just pause your brand. Sometimes you can get part-time jobs whereby you are to be in the office 3 to 4 times a week. The rest of the time, spend it on your own brand. So that while you are getting your salary, you're also getting a little money from your brand. You get it together, and when it's time for you. So that is basically what I believe that you should do. A lot of people rush to be brand owners. Start from somewhere. Don't rush to be a brand owner. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much. Can we celebrate Keerah for that? For some of you that just want to start, she is saying that there are times that you can learn. Everybody wants to be number one. MD. Can learn. Thank you so much for that. All right, I'm coming. We are going to take a lot of questions. I can see a hand raised there. Akoni Ibukundua. Please go ahead with your question. And once we are done asking our question, we can mute our mic as well, please. Thank you so much. Akoni, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Akoni Ibukundua. Thank you so much for the beautiful section. But I have 2 questions. The first one is, how do you do staff that just up and leave? Right? That I don't know if my second question should come first, but this is the second question. How do you manage as a startup afford to employ the actual hands that you need, like big fish of the how do I say it now? The people that can actually do the job. So you end up with people that can to intern, people that they are actually meant to go and train properly before they even come and work for you. Do you employ them and still pay them, or what do you do in that in that scheme of things? And I'll bring you to the first question of, okay, you know that some of the train them and all of that, they will just up and leave, like they will just stop coming without any or actually like taking any or even informing you as a business owner. So how do you manage things? How do you do that?
Okay. Let me summarize your question. 2 things you asked. How do I know the right staff to hire, that they are the right for the job, the right person for the job? And how do I know that the staff will not stop coming? Or maybe I don't have the fear of training them, then they stop coming.
Oh, so first,
okay.
The first question is merely as a part of you cannot afford to hire the people that can.
Okay, you cannot afford to hire. Okay.
Yeah. You still need to hire some people, so you end up hiring people that are meant to be training. Like
okay, then you have to train them. Then at the end of the day, after training, then they leave. Okay, good. Okay, let me answer that. Well, as a startup, definitely, even when I started my brand, before I started hiring staff that I had to pay, I started with interns, people that they want to learn for free and also they work back for you. And they tend to learn for a few months, then they leave. Truthfully, there's always a fear of when I finish training them, won't they leave? Now, I will first of all say that it is entirely safe for you. Don't be scared of hiring people just because they may leave. Even if it is not an intern, no matter the staff, any staff can leave at any time. That is like a general fear of Nigerians. Like every business owner, right now, for me, I have like my mind is any staff can leave at any time. I don't expect that any staff will stay with me forever. So I have that notion already that any staff can leave. So even an intern, if a staff can leave, an intern can leave. That's the first thing. Like, just have it at the back of your mind. It is normal and general with Nigerians. It's just a normal thing. It traits with us. Now, if you hire an intern, it's very safe for you to hire interns to start with. That is because it is cost effective for you. You don't have to spend so much to pay an intern. Some interns, you don't have to even pay them. As far as they can learn from you, it's more of give and take. They give to you and you also give them in return. So those kind of people help you because you are not paying for staff and they help you. Now you train them and after some months they leave. Now why not do this? Before you hire an intern, why not draft agreement form with them? Having agreements and policy is also something that businesses don't pay attention to. For example, you hire an intern. Okay, you are going to intern for me for this number of months, which means you intern for me for 2 months or 3 months. After the internship period, you should work for me for nothing less than 3 months after before you can leave. They sign that agreement form before you start teaching them. Now, one thing is this. Even when people sign agreement form, because of sentiments and emotions with Nigerians, even when they sign agreement or they leave, you not say you left them with God. Now, don't leave them to God. Whatever it is that you put in your agreement form that you are going to do, if they leave, do it. Make an example out of somebody. Now, that does not make you a bad boss. It makes them a bad staff. Because any staff that will join your company should be a staff that they agree with that policy before they joined in the first place. Why will you join a company only to leave them when they need you the most? So that is what I think helps in this kind of case. So if at all they now leave, now remember that I said that they can still leave. For example, your agreements cannot bind somebody that they will stay forever. It will state a specific number of time that they have to stay. So let's say that you say they have to stay for 3 months or 6 months before they leave. Now they've now spent that 6 months. It is time for them to leave. It is time for them to leave. I told you the other time, I said, prepare your mind, staff can leave you at the same time. That is why in my own business, what I do is this. For every role in my business, there's somebody else that knows how to do it. For example, now, if I have one person that is a content creator, I should have somebody else in my business that can also create content. If you have a customer service, somebody else should know how to do another person's job. So that if a staff leaves, for the time being while you are trying to gather yourself, that alternative that you have can also do it and replace the person while you get another person. Don't allow one person to be the only one that can do something. Now, aside one person, you yourself as a brand owner, equip yourself. For every categories of, let's say, is it branches or how will I say it? For every department of your business, know how to do it. Anything at all that has to do with your business, know how to do it. So that you can fill in at any time for yourself. Does that answer your question?
Wow.
100%.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Can we celebrate that answer? Thank you so much, Keerah. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Ololade Lawal, please go ahead with your question. Thank you. I can see some questions in the chat. Don't worry. I'm going to read them after now. So, Ololade, are you here? Please go ahead with your question. Thank you. Ololade Lawal, are you here? Okay, I'm not sure Ololade Lawal is here. Okay, we have a question here in the chat. What kind of system can a startup build, knowing so well that the owner of the brand has to do virtually everything to push the brand forward? What kind of system can a startup build, knowing so well that the owner of the brand has to do virtually everything to push the brand forward?
I'm sorry, I'm confused. What does this? How will a startup?
Yeah, what kind of system can we put in place? Can a startup
Or a startup, okay, that has to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, a startup person, you can actually still have system. My brand, for example, I did not start it with staff. I started my brand alone before I expanded to having staff. Now, even this issue of system and structure, it starts with you. If you are not structured, there is no way you can hire staffs that will be structured, which means that if you yourself, you've not built the system or structure, whatever staff you hire, whatever structure and system that they meet is what they go by, which means that system and structure starts with you as a person. So even if it's just one, you that you're the owner of the brand, you can build structure for yourself. Now, let me make few examples. It is quite wide. I'll just take few examples of that. Okay, let me say I'm a fashion designer now. I am currently the tailor, which means that I source for fabrics myself in the market. I also sew myself. I create content, I post, I answer customers, and I send the clothes myself, only me. What are the things I can do to make it easier for me? Now, for example, it may feel like it is not a structure, it is still a structure. In the market, instead of me trying to go to market every time to buy something when I need it. Now, why not stock up? You already know certain things that you need that people ask for. Stock up those things so that you don't have to necessarily go to market every time. I'm spending time that you don't have. Remember, it's just you, which means that you have to reduce the timing that you spend. Now, you can reduce timing by stocking up, which means there are certain fabrics that you should already have ready-made so that when customers ask, you pick it up and use it. That's a system. Second thing is when you have trusted suppliers from the markets. You can be a small business owner. You can still apply system with this. Now, I live in Ibadan. We have Aleshiloye markets. There are already certain set of people that they are the ones that they sell certain number of things. You know them. You already know they are your trusted suppliers. You don't have to have everybody as your trusted supplier. Now, once you have an order, instead of you going physically to that place to pick up, you send a message where you need this. You send somebody to pick up that thing to you, they deliver. You have saved yourself another time because you are alone. Now, when it's not time for you to make the clothes, definitely you have to probably make the clothes alone. You have made your clothes alone. While you are making the clothes, you probably have maybe customer service that is lagging. People are sending you messages. You need to attend to it. Now, right now, there are a lot of automations online. Even Instagram has automations, WhatsApp, I believe a lot of app automations where when people send you a message, especially messages that are alike to the other message people have sent to you, this may be something that you may need to do more research on. Whereby when they send you a message, since you are not online, it automatically sends them a response on your behalf, whereby you don't have to be physically present there. And the moment you have the time, you can go there to do the rest. So it may not do the job for you 100%. It may not do. Remember that you are alone, which means that you have to stress. So every of this system, we're not expecting it to be perfect because it's just you. But at least it will help you a little bit. So all of those automated messages that WhatsApp or Instagram have sent on your behalf, it has helped you. So when the conversation gets to a point that it now needs your own presence, you can call me. That's another way you can put in system yourself as a person that is just alone. And no matter how much you own a business, at a point, whether you like it or not, you may need to still get somebody. That is why I mentioned the other time that starts with intent. If you have nothing to lose as a business, no matter the business you have right now, especially I think the only people that may be difficult for maybe people that are buying and selling, but most entrepreneurs, especially people that have skill right now, there are always intents that you can hire that you don't have to pay so much, or you don't have to, even if you have to compensate them, that can help you, even if it's just one. Another thing that you can do again that helps some other people, I believe, is hiring and working with family members. There are sometimes that people work with family members that maybe they are not doing anything much. The only thing you probably have to sacrifice, you have to feed them. It's still something. If you have a family member to assist you, they help you and they make the work easier for you. So I think as a startup, these are some of the things I did myself when I was working alone. But the thing is this, as a startup, when you know you are working alone, you have to now reduce your dream. Because remember I said the other time that when you have a large brand, for example, you have a large brand, you have members of staff, it is easier for you to acquire many things. But when you are alone, it means that the things that you can achieve, they are limited. So let's create a goal that matches your level of business at that time. So that is what I think you can do as a startup to actually help you.
Thank you so much, Keerah. Thank you so much. That was so profound.
Sorry, I was something else I wanted to mention to that person again.
Okay.
And which is about, I wanted to also talk about, because the person said something. So if you're a startup too, remember, apart from you getting orders, trying to do it yourself, shipping. For example, when it comes to digital marketing aspects, and maybe you're trying to create content for yourself. Right now, Instagram, TikTok, a lot of people have made it easy by creating scheduling of posts to make it easy for you, which means that you don't necessarily have to come online to do things yourself. No matter how much you are busy as a business person, you cannot be busy from Monday to Sunday. Get a day that you're free, even if it's just 4 hours, but create content. Pick another 3 hours. schedule those posts ahead. You can schedule posts as much as 1 week. Schedule them on TikTok, schedule them on Instagram. Right now, even stories, Instagram stories too now, they've started scheduling. So you can also schedule your stories. That way, the rest of the week, you are not online to try to keep up with creating content. You have done that. You have spent 1 day of the week. The rest of the week, you are focusing it on production. Another thing that somebody said now is hiring top members, which helps. But just that to hire top members, you may need to properly register your business. You need to have a physical address for you to be able to get a core member. So core members also help. I've also hired top members before I started paying staffs. So that's what I wanted to say.
Oh, thank you so much, Keerah. Thank you so much. Please, can we celebrate Keerah for that? So, Keerah, I have 2 questions before we wrap up the session. It came to my mind. The first question is, there are people that are doing well, but because of their lack of structure, they are shortchanging what they could have been making in this business. They are making they are doing so much, but earning just a little. So they have one Mr. David they are working for, helping him to do some stuff, and he's paying them. But now they've grown so well, and Mr. David does not seem to want to even pay them well, just because I do it for me now, and they are going overboard, and it's kind of affecting their business. So in creating a system and structure in place, how can we balance it so much that we can still keep some of our clients that still want some kind of offers? We want to keep them, but at the same time, we don't want to affect our business. Yes, how do we create this balance?
Okay, sorry, if I understand you, maybe you have customers that you already know you're at one level, then you scale your business to a higher. Now, those kind of customers that they are still expecting a kind of offer from you because now you are big.
Exactly.
How will you create the balance?
And you don't want to lose them, yes.
Okay, one thing is this. If you have customer base, the moment you are growing, your customer base should grow with you. You should not be growing and then your customers are backward. Which means that if myself as a person now, this is year 2026. By year 2027, I have goals I set out to achieve in my business. In 2027, the question, in 2027, my brand is at this stage. I actually expect my customer to climb that stage with me. Now, the reason why I'm saying so is this. We cannot actually expect that we will continue serving some customers. It is normal, entirely okay for you to lose customers on the way. I'm not saying you should lose them entirely. Now, the reason why I'm saying so is this. There are some customers that, I want to say from me, for example, when I started my business, there are some customers I started with that I know how much they used to pay me. Now, as time goes on, I started earning better. When they reach out to me, I will not tell them, I'm sorry, I can't take this amount again. Now, instead of me charging them the same way I will not charge the kind of customers I currently have, I'll meet them in the middle. So let me say before I used to charge them 50K. Now, the customers I have, I'm charging them 100,000. I will tell them, okay, I will charge you 80K. If the customer respects your growth, the customers can see that you've grown. A customer should not expect it should be the same as last year. If the customer respects your growth, they should pay your worth. A customer that knows that last year I was in maybe room and parlor, that now saw that now I'm in a big building. Are you expecting I will charge the same in the first place? You should not expect it now. I'm going to grow, which means I might be. Even, do you know what? These customers, they are smart. When some customers already see some things that you're doing, they know that you start charging them. I have some customers that they will reach out to me, Keerah, before they send me a style, they say, Keerah, I know that you're now big, but please still have mercy on us. They are seeing now. So grow and let your customers grow with you. And when it is time to cut them off, people that they don't respect your goods, please respect that. Just let it go. You will meet your own customers on the way.
Thank you so much, Keerah. I really hope that I've helped some people, and Keerah has helped some people. So my last question before we call this a wrap. So there are people on this call right now, they are making money. Money is coming in every day. But they don't have a system in place to help them save, to help them invest. I want you to help those people that are on this call right now so that they will know that as this money is coming in, you should not just be spending everything. I'm in this small space right now, but I know that maybe in the next 3 months, I want to move to a bigger space, get this, get that. So I want you to speak to these people that are in that category on the importance of saving, putting a system in place to save and invest as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Well, you have to cultivate the habit of saving. no matter the business. Even salaries, even if it's not just even a business, you have to cultivate the habit of saving. It is very important. Now, you're about to say that you should not use the 5 hands to hit, because you can never even know, you can never actually know what will happen tomorrow. So it is very important that whatever opportunity you have in your business right now, you make the best use of it. So if, for example, you are earning this amount monthly, when you've paid yourself, you've paid your workers, you've paid everything, you remove your cost of production, the profit that is left, you need to learn to save it and invest it back. There are a lot of investments that people do. I would like to give you a little secret that I feel that maybe can be a secret that people don't know. Maybe it's not entirely a secret. A lot of rich people and big people, they are not actually doing only the business that you see them doing. They invest. I, for example, I invest. I'm a fashion designer. That's what you know me for in public. I also do other things in private. It's not, I don't have to necessarily tell you for you to know. You have to invest. There are a lot of, you can research on this. This class is not for investment class, but you can research. Remember I said it the other time that no matter the business that you have, don't limit your ability, don't limit your knowledge. Research. There are a lot of things that are happening with people's businesses that you don't know about. Research about investments. There are a lot, I cannot give an example and I cannot recommend, but there are a lot of things that you can invest in that will give you a return on your money. Another thing is this, you can invest even in your own business. Your business too is a place for you to invest. If, for example, your business used to earn this and you invest in business where staffing is an investment. Advertisement is an investment. Digital marketing for your business is an investment. You launch a collection, it is an investment. There are some people, they are fashion brand owners. They have never released a collection in their life. Now, you have never released a collection. How are you supposed to showcase your talent to people? Invest back into that business. Somebody has paid you 500K for a clothes. You now have a profit of 200K left. Dedicate 100,000 to do something, even if it's a sample dress. Valentine is coming. Create a Valentine dress. Showcase it online. Invest back into your business. If you feel as if there are certain things you can do without as a business owner, don't overpressure yourself. If what you can afford right now is iPhone 11, use that iPhone 11, get good lighting. Your pictures will be okay. If you can afford iPhone 14, then you should afford it. Don't overpressure yourself and buy things that you cannot afford. Don't allow some people, it's just maybe friends or maybe they are just pressured by things around them or people that they have. Don't. Know your own level and stay with your level. So that's what I think can help. I hope that answers the questions.
Yes, thank you so much, Keerah. Please, is it okay to just ask just 2 questions from these people before we wrap up, please?
That's fine. That's fine.
All right, thank you so much. So, I have the hand raised here. Babalola Shofu, please, are you here to ask your question? Are you available right now? Please,
Yes.
because it's important to learn. All right, please go ahead.
Thank you very, very much for this wonderful webinar. Although I joined late, good afternoon, Ma. I joined a little bit late, but the few minutes that I joined, I learned so much. And I just want to ask this question. And the question is just basically the fact that I've worked with you, and I know that there are a lot of people that you have gotten. Like the last time when I finished my service in your brand, they have about like 70 people. And for me, that's a whole lot, having that large number of people. So my question is basically, because people are individualistic, they just care about themselves, not thinking about the brand, the benefits they want to give to the brand. So how do you maintain this set of large number of people, increase the number, sustain them, and help them to also, to be sustainable in your own brand? So how do you manage these people? Because everybody are coming with different exposure, different level of mentality, different characters. So how, as a brand owner, as a founder, how do you maintain and sustain these people? Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Sue. The truth of the matter is that this is not easy for every business owner. It is not easy. And one thing about all this staffing system structure, you will continue learning, even along the line. People will betray you, staff will betray you, keep learning. But one first thing that you must do as a business person is this: don't attach emotions to your work. Like, you should be ready that anything can happen at any time. Any staff can leave at any time. There is no emotion first. Now, how do I manage the staff? Let me go straight to the point. Now, you said you've worked with me, I've had to handle 70 staff. Yes, that is true. In fact, when we are very busy at our peak season, I have had the highest, I've had 130 something staff at a point before. Last year, I worked with about 138 staff. Now, how did I handle those people alone? Now, I would like to say that I don't handle them alone. I'm a kind of person that I give people responsibility. And what do I mean by that? Now, every staff in my brand is under a particular team. That is where teaming works in. My staff should not expect that I'm the one that will be controlling them directly. There are a lot of my staff that I don't necessarily have to converse with you. Even throughout your employment with me, maybe just be that I see you, I see what you're doing, I check on you. It doesn't mean that I'm the one that hired you, or I'm the one that has to communicate with you, everything. We have teams. That's what works for us. For example, we have teams of people that sew clothes, which is the production team. We have team of people that bid. We have team of people that are in charge of content, team of people that are in charge of marketing, team of people in charge of customer service. Now, each of these teams now have leaders that leads them. Now, what I now do is this. The kind of people you employ as those leaders are extremely very important. Because the people that you employ as leaders have to be people that they understand your vision and they have the love of your brand at heart. It is extremely very important. Now, the reason why it is important is that they are like the leaders of those teams. They are the ones that will lead your team. So they act like you on your behalf, because you cannot probably lead over 100 people alone, but you can lead team leads, and your team leads in turn lead their team members. Now, how do I now handle those team leads? How I handle my team leads are, when I employ you as a team lead, you have your requirements of the job and what I expect from you. The moment you start, I take you through that job. I train you on what I want you to do. Now, I always give my staff responsibility a lot. I don't get scared of, I give them my whole, like I give it to them all. This is what I want to do. I'm not scared of, oh, maybe if they know this, they will not know this. You know, remember I said it from the beginning of this section that a lot of business owners, they are scared to give their staff because they feel as if when they give them, they will take that talent away. It can still happen anytime. But for that time that they are with your brand, they will help you. So I give them whatever it is that they need to make them to function individually as a leader. There are a lot of people out there that are good leaders, but they may not just know how to build a brand. But when they work with you, they are very productive. Give them responsibilities. Don't be scared to give staff responsibilities. For a person, I'm an example of the fact that good staff truly exists. If you take your time with hiring process, you can have staff that you hire, some will leave, some go, until one day you get the staff of your own. So now when I hire these people, they are the team leads. They are the ones that I have to interact with. For example, I made mention of the fact that we have a content, we have a yearly calendar of what we do. Now, on a monthly basis, this month, this is how we set what we set out to achieve. We have monthly meetings. This month, this is my expectation from you. What is happening in your department? What is happening in your department? This is happening. This is happening. We interact. I tell them what I set out to achieve. Now, the team leads in turn communicates with their team members. The team members now, oh, these are what we are trying to do. So they lead their team members. So yeah, I hope you understand what I'm saying. So I lead my team leads, and the team leads the team members. That does not mean that I don't know what is going on, but it helps me in a way, and it reduces the pressure on my head. It's a job. There are a lot of brands right now. Even look at all these restaurants all over. You see restaurants, they will have branches all over Abuja, all over Lagos. And the people that own the business, they are never present. The reason why they can function is because they have people that manage that business on their behalf. So having managers, having team leads are very important. Give them a role, give them responsibility. Don't be afraid to give staff responsibility. And as you're giving them responsibility, pay them according to that responsibility that you give to them. You have team members that maybe you are paying 100,000 naira. You should have a team lead that his present salary is higher than the team members, so that the person have a sense of responsibility. Now, after you now have these team leads, you should have things that guide what they are supposed to do. Don't attach emotions. I talked about emotions the other time. If your team lead fails at something, there should be something that happens if a team lead fails at something. Give them targets. Use KPIs, use SOPs. There are just a lot. It's not something I can finish actually, but I hope it helps.
You are a bundle of wisdom. There's any word like that. Thank you so much. Can we celebrate Keerah for that? So the very last question. So before I take the last question, guys, I just dropped a form in the chat. Please, would like to take your feedback for this session. Please just click on the form to just give your feedback, please. It's very important to us. So I've just dropped it again in the chat, in your chat box. Please let us fill the feedback form. Very important. All right. To the last question for you, please advise for those of us that want to start but are afraid to start because of failure. So what would you say to someone who is scared to start?
Okay, the thing is that when it comes to failing, no matter the stage that you are in any business, you can fail at any time. So it's better to start and fail earlier than fail later on. So there is no time that failure can happen at any time. It's normal. So you should not actually really be scared to start. Whatever you have not started, you don't even know whether you will fail or succeed. So why not just start? That does not mean that you should start something without having a vision or without having systems. Remember, I'm not saying that you should just start a brand. Remember the other time I even mentioned that you should not jump to be a brand owner. If you know you don't have what it takes to be a brand owner, start as a staff. But when it is time for you to be that business owner and you want to start, don't be scared. Businesses are not built with fear. Now, in fact, you should have audacity as a business owner. I have, as I am like this, I have big audacity. Like, I'm not scared to try anything. You should be ready to put everything in your business, invest in your business, put your all in your business. As far as you put the right things in place, you have the skill, you have put the right systems in place, you have put the right marketing in place. It's not as if maybe you just open a store. You open a store and then you left it. No, you can fail. But put the right systems in place. Market your brand. There are a lot of people right now, they have, when they start their business, you see them, they have big budgeting for their goods. They can spend 10 million naira to buy goods. When you ask them their plan for marketing, 100,000 naira. Now you bought goods of 10 million and then you want to use 100K to advertise it. You cannot sell. Marketing right now is as important as products. So once you put that in place, you understand every aspect of your business. I don't think you can fail. And even if at all you fail, it is normal. There are a lot of times in my business, even at this stage, there are some things I've done before that I fail at. In my business, for example, now I'm a fashion owner. I have a fashion school. I also sell some crafts. There was one time I tried my hands on a brand. I started doing accessories, crafts. I failed at it. When I failed at it, I stopped because I felt that was not for me. So you can make efforts, but if you don't make the efforts, how will you know whether you succeed? So why not just try? So
wow. Thank you so much, Keerah. Please, can we just give a round of applause for our esteemed tutor for today? Thank you so much, Keerah. Please type your comments in the chat, give her your feedback. If you can unmute your mic, just tell her thank you, Keerah. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we'll have to actually be here today.
Thank you very much. We look forward to more webinars.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really honestly appreciate you. We thank you for the great impact you have had on this community. Thank you so much, Keerah. Thank you. All right, guys, I want to appreciate every one of you for joining the call today. This is a wrap. However, if you know you are not on our WhatsApp community, I would like to encourage you to join via the link that has been shared in the chat. I dropped a link in the chat to join our WhatsApp community. Just fill the form and you'll be able to join the WhatsApp community. And also the feedback form that is pinned in the chat. Please do well to you can copy that as well and just fill the form or just click it from here so you can, join the community. Thank you so much, guys, once again for being a part of today's meeting. I want to say a very big thank you to you. Till we come your way again, my name is Emmanuel and I love you all. Have an amazing day ahead. Bye for now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.